Executive Director of Keystone Bank, Yvonne, Isiche. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So what does this event mean to you, partnering with Businessday on this event about small and medium enterprises?
Number one is this event is, to my mind, a great opportunity to create more awareness and understanding and indeed impact more on the SMEs in what they need to do and how we need to support them to be able to enhance the scope of what's being done. We have SMEs in Nigeria that constitute about over 90% of our businesses are structured as SMEs. And contrary to what happens in other developed economies and the BRIC economies, typically say China, we have very little contribution from them to GDP. At a forum like this, it's time for us to say what will it take, and a major issue like the forum has said is to identify and understand and manage the risks around them that make them contribute so little compared with China, that SMEs contribute 51% to their GDP. These are things that we will be sharing at this event. So Businessday, we congratulate them and appreciate the opportunity to engage those groups, to make them more aware and lend more support to them. And that is why Keystone Bank in particular is here, because we already have lots of things we've done that are very important in the area of engaging the SMEs, in the area of creating awareness for them as to what they need to do, there of supporting them in, say, capacity, and supporting them in dealing with the risk management issues, and above all, working with partner groups to be able to profile them, to access much needed funds, and at the same time support them in terms of products that they need to grow on their own. That's, I think, a wonderful thing that this platform and this type of opportunity does.
Okay, so what's your current perspective on SMEs in Nigeria?
My perspective on SMEs is that they need to go from share volume that says 96 or over 90% of the business to contributing to gross domestic product, and therefore we need to analyze that further and say what would it take for us to do this successfully. My perspective is that we have to work with them. We have to handhold more, go from the talk shops to implementing the much. Well, we've had so many fora of SMEs. We need to sit down and say, what are the 1, 2, 3 things we're going to deal with, their major challenges. We talked about infrastructure so many times and how to qualify them for on-lending. So for me, we have to come together more in a more concerted manner and begin to say, what are the 3 things that we'll do to take them from less than 10% contribution to GDP to more meaningfully, and say between now and say another 1 year, what are the things we want to do? How do we take them from micro to structure them to become small and to progress them onto medium scale on a going basis? So those are very good things.
And that leads to my next question. How is Keystone Bank supporting these kind of businesses?
Keystone Bank is supporting the businesses in, I'd say, like another 3 broad ways. Number one, as we speak today, we have 43% of our SME businesses in Lagos and West structured along our lines. We have 3 major marketing directories: Lagos and West, the South, and the Abuja. What we've done is to look at these markets and identify where we have a preponderance of SME businesses. And you say, like you have already planned to do, you go to like 10 to 20 locations, and we say, what are the needs of these various groups? We profile them by needs. What are these market segments? We have products and solutions that meet their needs, because we say they want value for money for every little one. They also want you to give them the money. So we have arrangements with partner groups that say profile them adequately, and then they qualify them for on-lending. So we do that in principle. We then go on to say that products and services, they migrate from being small and medium, and therefore the products are tiered for them to migrate seamlessly. And then if at this level, the lower level, you can have this amount, we then say we migrate them to the medium, and then also expect that we support them further. We also do say to ourselves, it's defined by needs, by market segments, and it's tiered according to the progress and phase of life, but they have, we make sure that we access them with ease through our platforms and our solutions. That's a major thing. We already have done as much as 1.5 billion in our portfolio with SMEs that are spread across Lagos and West. 43% of them are there. We have about 34% of them in the South and another 24% of them in Abuja and North. But we would want to do more, up to multiples of this volume, according to needs. But these risk issues and these infrastructural issues are things we want to work together with them to build upon. So we have solutions for them in the area of credits. We have solutions for them in the area of liabilities that are tiered to their needs and their markets. But above all, we engage them in the area of capacity building, and knowing that they cannot afford directly to deal with the IT and the risk platforms on their own because of cost, and therefore we offer them services along those lines to have access to what we have in our system. So that way I think we'll be offering quite a bit to them.
Oh, that's a lot. Finally, I'll be doing a disservice to women all around Nigeria and Africa if I don't ask you, how do you handle your position in one of the most, as a leader in one of the most powerful banks in the country? How has it been, and what do you advise other women to do who are in such leadership positions?
In doing what you do as a woman will be the best as what you have done. Therefore, you structure things to have a balance between what you do at home and then building up yourself professionally. In Keystone Bank, we have a product that we call Pink. I think that's it. We have up there, Pink accounts. Pink account is essentially targeted at women, building them up and encouraging them to engage in their business and at the same time build up their teams. What does the product do? It supports entrepreneurial development, it supports women with talent, it supports self-employed women, professionals to build themselves up by showing them how, even from the comfort of their homes, you can work at home, you can structure things to work at home. You also have to plan accordingly. So it is something that you have to do by doing a balancing act. Either you now look at whatever you're doing, aligning it with your particular needs, aligning it also with the time you spend at home or in the office. So nothing stops a woman from building up herself professionally. It's just planning, like everything else in life. There's nothing different. Nothing stops you from having the children. You go for maternity leave, but you do your work. It's not sickness. By the time you are there, you plan your work around the timetable that you have. Knowing that you have a plan for 3 months of maternity leave, you would have worked assiduously. You will have your structures in place. And that's why you find women seemingly doing better than the men. Because for the period they're there, you put in your best and you structure things accordingly to meet your needs, to meet the needs of your organization and balance it. God has created you in a special way that makes that possible. And when you have initiatives built around that, you then know that even from home, you could apply certain products and solutions from the comfort of your home to keep doing the work and keep things going. So it's about you as a person. How do you structure yourself? Similarly in your business, how do you structure the business? So nothing stops a woman from building up professionally and at the same time building up a home. It's about balancing. It's about understanding your needs. And it's about planning in accordance with that understanding and planning to achieve the set objectives, individual as well as business-wise. And that's why, like we said, with our Pink, we're saying to the woman, Pink works for you at home, it works for you